See, folks, when you're cruising around with a boat in Florida, you gotta be careful. See, that's a beautiful day, isn't it? Nice sunny weather. Look at this, man. Sailing for days, right? Whoa, wait a minute. That looks good, you know. Well, that's kind of looking a little. Whoa, wait a minute. Whoa. Holy moly, look at that. Right over top of us. I'm dry. I'm perfectly dry. Under that, see how that cloud, it looks like it's gonna, it's like kind of, it might drop a bunch of rain on us. But then again, right now there's a wall of rain right there over the river. And see, if I leave here, it takes me an hour to get where I'm going, and that's gonna be doing that supposedly for an hour. So I'm right here on the edge of this storm front in sweltering heat where it's just nasty right over there. And we have this potential hanging and just slowly creeping towards us, but also slowly kind of moving toward the river too. See, let me look ahead above us, and it's not so dark up there. As I go straight up above me, can't really tell with the tree. It's still a little cloudy, but not so dark. So this right here is the rain potential that's not dropping yet, and right there it is over the water. So that's telling me this will probably get over the water, and that pressure change will cause it to drop water, and it's going to rain all over the river and go past me. And it's coming generally from the northeast, going generally southwest. I think whatever it does, be it rain on us or rain on the river, I still don't want to go out because I'm going out in it. So either way, it'll clear up, and then we're supposed to have, taper off down to the 24% chance, and then down to 15% in a couple hours, and then it's nice, 15 to 20 something all weekend, and probably for the next few days. This is one of the last of the rain bands from that tropical storm that was trying to form as it went over Florida and just went across the Gulf and is in the Panhandle now. And I think once it's done here making these rain bands, it pulls all the moisture from surrounding areas toward itself. So it tends to be like a few days of nice sunny weather after those things pass. So this Tri-City area, I thought about it, probably won't do any sailing on the weekend because there's some heavy boat traffic. But I will go find me a real nice spot for the weekend, and if that dry weather lasts till Monday, I probably have nothing to do but take a day and go sailing, because I'm pretty much supplied up now. Got enough fuel for a while, stove fuel. I got water, and there's sources of water. There's water supply here. Just go ahead and top that off before I go. And probably want to grab a few more groceries before I head out for the weekend. Like I might go to another spot to get a little closer to the grocery store for that. But yeah, this is what I look at. I mean, and there be people going out in their boats in this, and like, don't let it fool you if you're in a little boat like with the open cockpit like I got, and your water dewatering system is a scoop and a rag. that's fine, but you don't want to go out into that with it. So yeah. And that rain cloud has pretty much emptied itself out. A little bit of drizzle going on over there across the river. That's Palm City across the river, by the way. And I'm in Stuart on the opposite side in a really cool little a place called Shepherd Park. And it's got this nice little boardwalk loop going around the water. So there's kind of like a pond here. Let me give you a little bit of a tour of the place. Stand of bamboo growing here. And a bunch of palm trees. There's coconut palms. I don't know if we can see them from here. No, I'll get a view of the date palms from here. But there's actually mangoes and papaya, and coconut. There's cocoa plum. On the other side of that is grass clumps. And there's a rabbit living there. A little bunny rabbit. Just living in the same. The squirrels here are really friendly. They seem to like be super familiar with people. They just come up expecting a handout. So you know what kind of place that is. I don't feed the squirrels much as you like to. They tend to, I mean, it's if somebody's there in an area feeding those animals every day and without fail and making sure that when they have babies they're fed, you know, it's one thing. It's still not that cool. Look how hard it's raining out there. But yeah, I mean, what happens is they'll have a lot of babies because there's a lot of food available, and then suddenly you're not around and their babies starve. So I don't do that. Howdy.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. Got some folks walking by here. I don't put people on here unless they want to be. Some mangroves here holding the shores together. They're good. The roots spread through the soil and they keep it from eroding. So they got this little pond. Can't come in with a boat or anything. It's not swimming. It's just basically, I guess, for people fishing here off the pier. We got a wall of rain. I can hear the rain here hitting the water. Yeah, I'm doing just what I was thinking. Yeah, it's really hitting the land on the other side. I'm glad I didn't go to the other side already. I got lucky, I think. Tide's pretty low right now. We're showing all the oyster beds and barnacles and stuff. But hey, banyan tree. Spot to sit. The park's fairly clean. I see very little trash. There's a little squirrely guy trying to see if I got some food for him. More mangroves. Let's see if I can show you the African red agama. That's what these two lizards are. Invasive species. Very aggressively taking over everything, and I hear it's open season on them. Like, they're encouraging people to, there's like certain ways you can do it. Like, you can't go into City Park shooting a 38, you know. You have to go by the rules about how you go about it. I think here you might be able to use like a pellet gun or something, or maybe a dart. But let me see. There's a coconut palm there, and then the banyan tree here, and shoot, I forget what this one is. This is another very useful plant, but I forget what it is. It's just the image of it in my head is sticking out as something. But up in front they have coffee. There's actually coffee growing here. Let me see if I can. I'm running out of time. I don't want to make this too long, but you know, I only have so much space on my phone. But I want to show you this. I was really excited about seeing this because the berries are actually starting to ripen. And I've always thought, you know, if the whole world collapsed into chaos or whatever, I would be desperate if I couldn't get some coffee. You know, like that would be the one thing that would really be devastating, is not being able to have a morning cup of coffee. And so I started looking into growing and cultivating and identifying coffee. And lo and behold, this is coffee. These glossy leaves with the really sharp crimps from the veins of them. And then when they get a lot of sun, they'll get like this yellowing color like that. But this is more of like, they'll sometimes get a little reddish color to them. And these are the unripe berries just budding all over this plant. It's not quite harvest time, but let me show you on the sunnier side where some of them have started to ripen here. And there's even a pretty couple of real pretty bright red ones. And they're not very big, you know, they're not cultivated for making coffee. It's just here in the park, you know, competing with the weeds and whatever. But it's cool to see that I know it's gonna thrive in this kind of environment here in Florida, and it's almost harvest time. So I don't think it would be too much trouble to collect a few of these berries that go to seed and take them with me on my trip. So yeah, I also learned another thing here, is that Florida, I did not know these trees would grow in Florida. But that tree is a eucalyptus tree. Let me give you a close-up. I thought they only grew in the areas where it was a lot cooler. This is a branch that's fallen and started to dry a little bit, but you can see the shapes of the leaves. They're very, if you crumble them in your hands and smell it, it's very aromatic. But eucalyptus is an excellent type of, you can mix it with some mint oil and some camphor oil, and you have an excellent deep heating vapor rub, like something like a Bix vapor rub almost. Actually, Tiger Balm, that's what I would compare it to. It's like a homemade Tiger Balm. This bush is cocoa plum, and those are unripe plums. Yeah, let me see if I can walk through this grass without stepping on the babies here. These are some young shoots coming up, and we don't want to disturb this. This is like, but those are ripe cocoa plums, and there's one that something's been eating off of it. But yeah, I've never tried them, but supposedly they're an excellent food source. That's really cool to see. There's a bunch of different edible plants, like plants. There's some date palms here, and the kids' playground is, from what people are telling me, is fairly new. And then right across the way, there's some private condos with some nice boats. Man, beautiful sailboats over there and cruisers. We got ocean blue yacht sails here. And you heard it. I believe that has just gone south and moved away from us. That don't mean it won't form back up over here, because Florida's weird like that. So I'm still gonna wait until we're totally clear of these and before I start to head out. Maybe a good time to go ahead and put you guys away. I can upload this later, and in the meantime I can go ahead and fill my water jugs while I'm waiting for that thunderhead to move away and for these cumulus clouds to decide what they're gonna do. Anyway, thought I'd give you a view of this cool little park here I found in Stuart. And there's also a public boat ramp there with a fish washing station. I didn't show you that. Seems like a lot of nice people. The other day this lady's dinghy was loose, and the guy over there on his dock, he came out and like hooked the seat with his fishing line and pulled it over to the dock to get it out of the waterway. He was real friendly. I came and got it and brought it back, but for her, but he was pretty nice about it. Like, he sees a boater and he says, "We look after our own." I think that's what he said. Yeah. Most of us do. Not all of us. It seems like the further south you get toward Miami, the less of that you see. Like, people are not, they don't really understand that whole help a boater out whenever you can kind of thing. I don't know, maybe it's like in Florida, you don't want to, it could be dangerous to pick up a hitchhiker, or in the desert near a prison, it could be really dangerous. But if you're in northern Alaska in the fall and somebody's out there in the Arctic and you don't pick them up, you could be like, you can kind of be leaving them to die. Not even kinda. So it's kind of like that way on the water. Like, you don't know what they're dealing with and what situation they could end up with. But if it's not too much trouble for you to grab their bow line and get them to safety before you go on about your day, you know, why not do it? I mean, for God's sake, you're just out having fun boating anyway, right? So sometimes you meet really cool people that way, and sometimes they're not so savory, but you just, you know, they're usually nice to you because you're helping them. So anyway, that's my little Shepherd Park experience here, and y'all have a great one. Until next time, signing out.